Something big is unfolding inside the walls of Flowery Branch, an unexpected twist that could reshape the entire course of the season. Just when fans thought the script might finally turn, a major development throws everything into question. There's frustration, yes, but also a hint of something bigger, something that could spark debate across the fan base. But before I tell you everything, click the like button and comment below. Rise up. Michael Penix Jr. will not be on the field this Sunday when the Falcons face the Saints in New Orleans. That's now confirmed. After missing practice this week due to a knee injury, and despite early week optimism with no official game designation, Penix is officially ruled out. And that news hits even harder knowing the Falcons are in the midst of a 5-game losing streak and sitting at 3-7. The 2025 season, once filled with cautious optimism, is slowly becoming one of those years that fans will remember for all the wrong reasons. What stings more is how Penix was trending. In his most recent game, the rookie quarterback was precise and poised, completing 13 of 16 passes for 175 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions, but an 81.3% completion rate that showed real promise. Across the season, Penix has thrown for 1,982 yards, 9 touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions. He's added 70 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown on 21 carries, not game-changing numbers, but enough to spark the imagination of what could be if everything clicked. Now, that development is on hold. The knee issue is serious enough to keep him off the field entirely, and sources confirm he's set for season-ending surgery. The team hasn't officially confirmed this yet, but the implications are already being felt around Flowery Branch. The number 8 overall pick from just this past draft, seen as a cornerstone of the franchise's rebuild, is sidelined with a major injury. For a team that passed on other premium talent to take Penix, that's a painful twist in an already disappointing campaign. But injuries haven't just hit Penix. Drake London, the team's top wide receiver, is also expected to miss the Saints game. Linebacker Josh Woods and defensive lineman Zach Harrison have missed back-to-back practices, suggesting they're unlikely to suit up. It's another week of roster instability for a team that desperately needs some consistency. Still, there are flickers of hope on the injury front. All-Pro guard Chris Lindstrom, after dealing with a foot injury, returned to the field on a limited basis. Left guard Matthew Bergeron, who has missed time with an ankle injury, is trending in the right direction and remains hopeful to play. Safety Xavier Watts has bounced back from an illness, and starting cornerback Mike Hughes returned as a full participant in practice. Those additions could give the Falcons a much-needed defensive boost. Speaking of the defense, linebacker Divine Deablo, who's been out since fracturing his forearm against San Francisco, is now designated to return and has practiced fully, albeit with a large club on his arm. Defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich praised Deablo's ability to adjust, citing his length and physicality as assets that help him adapt, even with a cast. Edge rusher Leonard Floyd and linebacker Malik Verdon are both working their way back too, with Floyd limited and Verdon practicing fully for the first time in over a week. And cornerback D. Alford, who remains in concussion protocol, elevated from limited to full participant, a strong signal he's close to returning. Amidst all this chaos, one shining light remains in Bijan Robinson. The second-year running back continues to dazzle. Against the Panthers, he racked up 143 scrimmage yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. He's now at 1,289 yards this season and a whopping 4,639 career scrimmage yards since entering the league in 2023, more than any other player in that time span. Robinson is now on the cusp of NFL history. If he hauls in 3 catches and tallies at least 111 total yards against the Saints, he'll become just the 5th player in league history to log 50 receptions and 1,400 scrimmage yards in each of his first 3 seasons. The others? Matt Forte, Justin Jefferson, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Herschel Walker. That's elite company. And he's doing this with 6 games potentially left in the season. Even more impressive, Robinson sits at 24 career games with 100-plus scrimmage yards. If he hits that mark against the Saints, he'll join Emmitt Smith, Jaron James, Ezekiel Elliott, Clinton Portis, and Christian McCaffrey as the only players under 24 with 25 or more such games. That's rare air. Offensive coordinator Zach Robinson has repeatedly marveled at Bijan's ability to break tackles and hit high-speed runs. One play against the Bills stood out to him, but he also referenced a big run last season against the Saints where Robinson turned a 30-yard gain into a statement play. While the Falcons' season may be unraveling, Bijan's brilliance is undeniable. He's the cornerstone, the hope, the reason fans still tune in. And with a few more breakout performances, he could cement his place among the NFL's all-time greats even before turning 24. So, here we are again. Another Falcons season seemingly slipping through our fingers, another what could have been scenario unfolding in real time. The quarterback of the future is now sidelined indefinitely, the team's playoff hopes are dwindling, and we're left wondering, where does Atlanta go from here? How do you feel about the Michael Penix Jr. injury and what it means for the Falcons' future? Let us know in the comments. And while some fans are already writing this season off, there's still a fight happening within this locker room, and Bijan Robinson is at the center of it. For all the dysfunction and frustration, he's proving week in and week out that he's more than just a flashy draft pick. He's the kind of talent that can tilt the field, the kind of player that can become the face of a franchise if the Falcons can find the right pieces around him to maximize that potential. But here's the reality, without Penix, the quarterback position is in limbo. Taylor Heinicke, who's expected to take over, is a seasoned veteran but not the long-term answer. The offense, already inconsistent, now has to adjust again. Timing, rhythm, chemistry, all of it reset. The coaching staff is under pressure, the front office is under the microscope, and the fans? They're tired of waiting for the turnaround. Meanwhile, the defense remains a mixed bag. Despite getting players like Divine Deablo and Mike Hughes back into the mix, the unit still lacks the kind of dominance needed to carry the team through these offensive struggles. The return of Chris Lindstrom and Matthew Bergeron to the offensive line could help establish more stability, particularly in the run game, but if the Falcons fall behind early, as they've often done, the offensive line's effectiveness is diminished. Then there's the looming cloud over this entire organization. There is no first-round pick in next year's draft. That decision, trading up to get Michael Penix Jr., was a bold move, one that now looks riskier than ever. With no top-tier pick in 2026 and a roster still in transition, the margin for error is gone. Every personnel decision, every coaching call, every play carries weight. What's perhaps most disheartening for fans is the feeling of déjà vu. The optimism that surrounded the beginning of this season is quickly being replaced by the all-too-familiar dread of wasted potential. Remember the heartbreak of 2013, when Julio Jones re-broke his foot and the Falcons spiraled into a 4-12 finish after a 13-3 campaign the year before? This feels eerily similar. And while injuries aren't the sole reason for this season's collapse, they're certainly a defining one. The worst part? Penix's injury raises long-term concerns. It's not just about missing games this year, it's about his development, his durability, and the ripple effect it will have on this franchise's trajectory. For a second-year quarterback, every rep matters. Losing half a season could slow his progress significantly. And if the front office or coaching staff does change, the new regime will inherit a project quarterback with medical red flags and no first-round pick to build around. Fans are left questioning whether Arthur Blank will make the necessary changes. Zach Robinson, in his first year as offensive coordinator, has shown flashes of creativity but hasn't found consistency. Raheem Morris, brought in to steady the ship, is staring down another disappointing record. And yet, Blank hasn't indicated any urgency to shake things up. Stability has value, but so does accountability. This team is at a crossroads. The pieces are there: Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, a rebuilt offensive line, and flashes of talent on defense, but the direction feels unclear. Are the Falcons rebuilding or retooling? Are they one or two pieces away, or is the foundation itself shaky? And let's not forget about the fans. The ones who have stuck around through coaching changes, quarterback controversies, and playoff droughts. The ones who believe that this season might finally be the turning point. The ones now asking themselves, again, if the light at the end of the tunnel is real or just another illusion. So, what comes next? In the short term, the Falcons face a Saints team that's no powerhouse but will smell blood in the water. The long-term picture is murkier. A new quarterback plan might be needed. A new approach to roster building. Maybe even a new voice leading the team. But for now, the focus shifts to survival. Can this team, with all its setbacks, still show some fight? Can Bijan Robinson carry the load and give the fans something to cheer for? Can the defense tighten up and create opportunities? The answers won't come easy. But if there's one thing Falcons fans know, it's resilience. They've endured heartbreak before. They've seen rebuilds start and stall. They've held out hope in the face of doubt. And now, they're watching again. Waiting. Wondering. Don't forget to subscribe and click the like button. All the news, all the Falcons updates here firsthand. Go Falcons!